City, but not tonight, because one Mr. Tom Brady and his Patriots have come marauding into town to take on the Colts on Sunday Night Football. Is closed at Lucas Oil Stadium on the edge of downtown Indianapolis, home of the Colts since 2008. A much anticipated matchup tonight. Tom Brady, who's playing in some other solar system thus far this season, and his Patriots come in to face Andrew Luck and the Indianapolis Colts on Sunday Night Football. Al Michaels, Chris Collinsworth, Michelle Tafoya. It's a game that both teams had circled on their calendar when the schedule came out last spring, and the Patriots come in smoking hot, 4-0, looking every bit like the Super Bowl champions they are, playing very well on both sides of the ball. And tonight they were taking on the Indianapolis Colts with the hottest quarterback right now in the NFL in Tom Brady. The Colts started the season coming out of the gate stumbling with 2 losses, but now they have won 3 in a row, a record of 3-2 on top in the AFC South. But the big question all week has been, with Andrew Luck battling a shoulder issue, throwing shoulder, be ready tonight. He is. He will start. And Chris, you have watched him in practice on Friday. You watched him throw tonight. What'd you think?
He's throwing it pretty well. You know, maybe not quite the same zip that we've seen out of him in the past, but it doesn't matter. Tonight's more about leadership for Andrew Luck. Now, this is a Patriots team that has embarrassed him in all 4 tries that he's had against them. So he had no choice. He had to play in this one. He has to lead. It's just one of those kinds of moments tonight.
Let's talk about the Patriots. We all know the Colts blew the whistle, which led to what we know is Deflategate. They can say all they want. It's another game. It's not another game.
Not another game. And we have seen it since opening night. This Patriots team has played with an intensity, a borderline anger that maybe we haven't seen since 2007. And you can only imagine the emotion of Tom Brady and his teammates tonight as they take the field. And somehow, some way, the Colts know they have to try and match the intensity of Tom Brady.
It's the marquee matchup of Week 6. It's the NFL's version of a passion play. New England and Indianapolis on Sunday Night Football.
Waiting all day for Sunday night.
Well, as you know, if you follow the NFL, quite the build-up to this one, especially in New England. For more on that, down to the field, and Michelle Tafoya. Michelle.
Well, Al, the DNA of this rivalry was altered completely during the AFC Championship game when the Colts made the claim that the Patriots were playing with underinflated footballs. Well, this week the media tried and tried to get the Patriots to talk about the revenge factor, and the results were predictable.
Is this going to be a little extra motivation for you coming to this week than usual?
I'm always pretty motivated.
Has anyone pulled you aside in the grocery store and been like, Bill, kick Indy's butt, will you?
I haven't been to the grocery store in a couple of years.
Isn't there any heart in there, any human that wants it a little extra?
I'm a human. There's no doubt. I'm definitely human.
Well, as long as Bill Belichick has been the head coach, the Patriots have made it a policy to let their actions do the talking. So tonight, we're all waiting to see what, if any, extra motivation will Deflategate bring to the Patriots. And, Al, will the Colts, who've been blown out in each of their last 4 meetings with the Patriots, have their own motivation?
Michelle, to that point, what's happened the last 2 times they've met? The last 2 regular season games, the Patriots have outscored them 101-44. You throw in the 2 playoff games, both blowouts, 88-29. So in the last 4 meetings combined, 189-73. You go back before Luck got here, and the Patriots have won overall 6 straight, counting postseason. Steven Duszkowski will kick off for the New England Patriots. They won the toss, and as they always do, they deferred. Bill Belichick loves to have the ball at the end of the first half and then start the second half with it. You saw Whalen back there. Gronkowski will await his turn. We're going to see Luck right away as Indianapolis will get the ball. And off we go from the Indiana State Capitol. Whalen about 6 yards in. Great coverage. Patriots all over him. Deron Harmon, their free safety and special team star, makes the stop. Here's the Colts starters.
Andrew Luck, Stanford.
Frank Gore, the U.
T.Y. Hilton, FIU.
Andre Johnson, the U.
Dwayne Allen, Clemson.
Kobe Fleener, Stanford.
Anthony Costanzo, Boston College.
Jack Muhort, The Ohio State University.
Colin Holmes, USC.
Hugh Thornton, Illinois.
Joe Wrights, Western Michigan.
Gore and Andre Johnson, 2 longtime stars in their first years here. Gore, of course, played in San Francisco. Andre in Houston. And off we go with Luck throwing right off the bat and completing it to Johnson along the sideline, covered there by Logan Ryan. So Andre Johnson, who scored 2 touchdowns in their win a week and a half ago on a Thursday night at Houston, starts by making a catch on the first play from scrimmage.
One thing you know if you're going to play the Patriots is your other receivers are going to have to make plays. Somebody other than T.Y. Hilton, that's a good start.
Up to the 27-yard line. And the former 49er, Gore, chugging his way at the age of 32 for a gain of 4. Jamie Collins makes the tackle. So Andrew Luck in his first 3 games, 1 win, 2 losses, 5 touchdowns. He had 40 last year to lead the league and 7 interceptions in those 3 games. He said he hurt himself at the end of that 3rd game against Tennessee, but did lead them to a victory. 2nd down and 6 now from the 31-yard line. In the pocket, a low throw, but making the catch just off the turf is Dwayne Allen, just above the surface for a gain out to the 35-yard line, setting up a 3rd down and 2.
Let's take a look at Andrew Luck, see how that motion is right now. Now, clearly he's had a lot of work done on that shoulder. He hasn't really put any zip on a throw yet, but he's trying to control it. To be perfectly honest, when we watched him in practice, I thought Matt Hasselbeck threw it a little bit harder. But Luck is going to try and make do out here tonight and do the best he can.
Hasselbeck led them to 2 wins against Jacksonville, and then despite being sick all week against Houston. And on 3rd and 2, they convert here. Another first down as Frank Gore makes the catch. So Andrew Luck begins with a couple of passes to the left side and back-to-back first downs.
Going to bring Jamie Collins on the blitz right here. Jack Newhart, who moved over to left guard from right tackle earlier, picks him up. But that's a good sign. And Andrew Luck, I think, learned a little something from Matt Hasselbeck in his starts. It's okay to get the ball out quickly, and it's one of the things that Pep Hamilton wants to do to help him tonight. They don't want him holding the football.
They just signed Ahmad Bradshaw. He was here last year, broke his leg. He was out of football until right now. The play fake to him. Luck on the run, throws, and hits T.Y. Hilton for a gain of 6. Let's take a look at the New England starters.
Rob Nikovich, Purdue. Alan Branch, University of Michigan.
Silver Shalinga, Utah.
Chandler Jones, Syracuse University.
Jamie Collins, Southern Miss.
Gerard Mayo, Tennessee.
Jonathan Freeney, Rutgers.
Malcolm Butler,
West Alabama University.
Patrick Chung, the Ducks.
Devin McCourty, Rutgers.
Logan Ryan, Rutgers.
One key guy not here is the great linebacker Dante Hightower, who was injured in the game at Houston, inactive tonight, not even on the trip. You saw Hasselbeck on the sideline at the age of 40, leading them to those 2 wins. And now Gore through the middle, exploding inside the 30 to the 25-yard line. The ageless wonder taken down by McCourty. Gain of 23.
Dwayne Allen's going to come down on a trap right there and spring this out. Nice block down the field by Khaled Holmes, and could not have had a better start to this game. A couple of completions, and now you get Frank Gore going. This is a good start for the Colts.
At the 25-yard line, Bradshaw flanking Luck in the backfield. That's Philip Dorsett, their #1 draft choice, who went in motion to the slot on the right side. And we'll hear from Tony Correnti.
False start. Offense, number 74. 5-yard penalty remains. First down.
Anthony Costanzo. Chris, you know, we talk about, I described it as a shoulder issue because the Colts have been very circumspect, and Luck's been very circumspect as to exactly what it is. What do you think?
Well, whatever it is, he said he's gotten a lot of massage, a lot of treatment. He doesn't think it's anything serious. It's just the soreness, and we sort of hinted around about, you know, with Drew Brees, where you're saying he can only throw it 25 yards, and he kind of smiled and nodded a little bit. So we'll find out how far he can throw one once we get into the game.
On 1st and 15 now. Here's Bradshaw, the former Giant, and the Colt, who goes to the 26-yard line. So they made the trade for Trent Richardson. That didn't work out. And then they picked up Frank Gore. And Bradshaw gets a hand, a popular player here. We saw him break his leg in the New England game last year. He was out of football until last week. They brought him in, and right now he's in there to back up Frank Gore.
And if you want to talk about intensity playing running back, you can't do a whole lot better than Ahmad Bradshaw and Frank Gore. They are going to match any intensity anybody can bring.
So Pep Hamilton, the offensive coordinator, calling in the plays. And this is what he's dialed up on 2nd and 11. To the left side, caught to the 16, goes Dwayne Allen, the tight end. And that'll make it 3rd down and a yard and a half.
Just a 4-man rush, but watch the protection here for Andrew Luck. Earlier this year, that was a major factor. They reshuffled this offensive line, and from that moment on, they seem to be much better. That and the fact that clearly tonight we're seeing a little different Andrew Luck, a much quicker release.
3rd down and 1 now. Go with 2 tight ends. Luck empties the backfield. And then throws, and that's caught. And reaching is Jack Doyle for what will be a 1st down. Malcolm Butler makes the stop, but Indy keeps moving. 1st down.
Just enough here on the tail end of this thing by Dante Moncrief. Just give a little bit of an edge getting out there for Jack Doyle to catch that thing and dive for the 1st down. Little taste of their own medicine as Dante Moncrief lays a little pick on the Patriots.
This drive began at the 11-yard line. They've picked up 4 first downs along the way. And Bradshaw tries to keep it rolling. Gain of 1, stuffed at the 13-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 9.
The Patriots on early downs trying to keep those 2 deep safeties back there. Matt Patricia feeling this way here, so he's hoping that with his front 7 they can handle the running game inside. Big night tonight to try and get some pressure from these defensive ends. They have good pass rushers. They're going to have to try and impact Andrew Luck.
As you can see, no TDs on an opening drive, and the equivalent of a season plus 5 games. 21 games since the Colts have scored a touchdown on their opening drive. 2nd and 9. Caught at the 6, and trying to get the 1st down is T.Y. Hilton as they come in to spot it, and it appears to be a little bit short of the 1st. It's going to be 3rd down and inches.
A straight zone defense, a little unusual, just going to circle back inside here, right in the middle of that Alabama 2 defense where the soft spot was. So I tell you, it's Andrew Luck is seeing the field. He is not anxious. He's not nervous. Sometimes you hit him with a little different defense out there than maybe what they typically play. He read it perfectly.
Well, he's only 7 for 7. Lucky 7, 57 yards. Zerlon Tipton is the running back. They fake it to him. Luck buying time, and we'll have to just throw that away. So good coverage. Chased out by Rob Ninkovich, and now it's 4th down and 1. So it appears they're going to leave the offense in.
Ninkovich managed to get outside just enough to keep the pressure on Luck there, but here we go, huh?
Yeah, well, I can, you think of the fact that New England's going to score. Belichick's going to run down there to get a closer look at the alignment. He wants to see how the Colts line up. Does he want to take a timeout? He's all the way down at the 16-yard line. Tipton is the running back. Bill does not call a timeout, and Luck throws a fade that is caught by Dante Moncrief for the touchdown. They, of course, will check. A lot of people thought this would be a blowout from the start. The Colts have other ideas. Did Moncrief control it and stay in bounds before he went onto the chalk? Remember, it's a 4th down play.
And remember, a knee is the same as 2 feet. I think the knee is going to be down very close to when the elbow was as well.
Boy, almost simultaneously. They're looking at it in New York. What hits first?
I think it was the knee. If I had to put a stake in the ground.
Previous play will go under review.
Well, Tony Correnti will take a look. Meanwhile, that drive took half of the first quarter. We'll find out whether Indy has the lead or not.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field is confirmed. Touchdown.
Tony Correnti seeing what you're going to see in a moment. We have the definitive angle right there. Does the knee hit first or the elbow? Very clear. Knee down, had control. Controls it all the way to the ground. Butler with the coverage. 13 plays, 89 yards. And another ageless wonder, Adam Vinatieri, 20th year in the league. First part of his career, of course, with the Patriots in Indy in the middle of the last decade. And the extra point is good. So Chuck Pagano, knowing he's going to be in a shootout, goes for it on 4th and 1. It pays off. 7-7. Music deserves bows. I'll look back at the names that have headlined this fabulous rivalry through the years. Robert Kraft stifling a yawn, watching his team, which he has owned since the mid-90s.
He saw his team fall behind against Buffalo 7-0, and it was a yawner from there.
They haven't trailed very often this year, less than 6 minutes out of 240 minutes coming into the game tonight. Touchback. Let's take a look at the Patriots starters.
Tom Brady, Michigan.
Deion Lewis, Pitt.
Julian Edelman, Kent State.
Danny Amendola, Texas Tech.
Rob Gronkowski, Arizona.
Michael Williams, University of Alabama.
Marcus Cannon, Texas Christian University.
Shaq Mason, Georgia Tech.
David Andrews, Georgia.
Josh Klein, Kent State.
Sebastian Ballmer, University of Houston.
Well, as you were watching those intros, I thought a jet plane was coming through the building here because everybody is standing and shrieking and booing. Oh, they love the Patriots here. Brady will start from the 20. The crowd already in full throat, and I mean full. Pressure on Brady, but he gets it away. There's a flag on the other side of the field. It's a 3-yard pickup for Julian Edelman, and Tony Correnti will tell us all about it.
Yeah, it looked like Trent Cole may have jumped a little early on that one.
Offside, defense number 58 in the neutral zone at the snap. 5-yard penalty, repeat, first down.
longtime Philadelphia Eagle. Brian Grigson, their general manager, went out. He got a lot of older players. It's almost as if they brought in a Pro Bowl alumni group. Gore and Johnson and Cole.
Pretty good ones, but they also brought in some pretty talented young defensive linemen, and that's where they had been beaten in the past.
2 rookie defensive tackles, each played at Stanford. Parry and Anderson. On 1st and 5 now. Quick throw, and that's incomplete. Intended for Gronkowski, covered by Jackson. So Tom Brady tying a team record tonight, 212th start with the Patriots. We asked him if he knew about that last night. He said no. He said whose record am I tying? Bruce Armstrong. And we said is a great guy. Armstrong was playing his last year when Brady was in his first. LeGarrette Blount now comes into the game. He's the back after Lewis had started at 2nd down and 5. And here is Blount. And Blount bulldozes his way out to the 29-yard line, a yard short of a 1st down.
And for LeGarrette Blount, he has been a bit of a nightmare for the Indianapolis Colts defense, but you typically don't see a lot of him in the first half. Just 6 first-half carries compared with 27 in the second. But after the success he's had against this team, I think Bill Belichick said, let's get him out there.
Lewis on the sideline on 3rd down and a half a yard. Off times, Brady goes right to the line for a sneak. Not this time. They huddled up. Colts were able to make some changes. Blount stays in the backfield, and he sneaks it anyway, as he has done so proficiently for so many years, and a 1st down at the 31-yard line. It was right in behind the rookie center, David Andrews, who has not missed a snap this season.
I think as long as you leave a gap open, as they did here between the guard and the center, I almost think it's automatic that Tom is just going to take it. That a lot of teams now will stack somebody on either side of the center trying to take that away, but as long as you don't defensively, you can almost count on it.
5.5 minutes in the opening quarter remain. Colts are on top 7-0, and Brady slings it to the outside. Caught by Amendola. Danny Amendola up to the 38-yard line. Gain of 7. Eric Walden, the linebacker, makes the stop. 2nd down and 3.
The one change up front now for the New England Patriots, Marcus Cannon takes over for one of their best players, Nate Solder, at the left tackle position. Now he has rotated through there all season long, but Nate Solder, a very good player and the only 1st-round draft pick on this entire offense.
They go 5 wide. That's Lewis, the running back, at the bottom of the screen. Brady looked that way, goes the other way. Edelman makes the catch. Their leading receiver out to the 43. Let's take a look at the Colts defense.
Kendall Langford, Hampton.
David Perry, Stanford. Henry Anderson, Stanford.
Eric Walden, Dublin High. DeQuell Jackson, Maryland. Jarrell Freeman, Mary Hardin Baylor.
Trent Cole, Cincinnati.
Greg Toller, St. Paul's College.
Mike Adams, Delaware Blue Hens.
Dwight Lowry, San Jose State.
Vontae Davis, Dunbar Senior High School, D.C.
Last week in Houston, a couple of interceptions made by Mike Adams. Greg Minuski is the defensive coordinator. Sort of a revamped defense, but still the oldest starting defense in the league, even with the 2 rookies in there. And New England's been able to just run wild over Indy in their last several meetings. 2nd down and 7. And Brady slings it over the middle, and that's caught by Scott Chandler in his first year as a Patriot after several seasons in Buffalo. 1st down at the 36-yard line.
A couple of plays ago, we saw Marcus Cannon, who, remember, is the backup left tackle, and he looks like he's limping around, maybe something on that right foot area, and that would be major news.
Stays in there for the moment. Brady is able to escape trouble. Hits Amendola, and Danny Amendola takes it all the way down the middle to the 11-yard line. Tackled by Dwight Lowry. Brady going hurry up, no huddle.
Well, the one thing the Colts did not want to see in this game is the catch and run, the yards after the catch, and that one couldn't have been any easier.
At the 12, with 3 minutes to go. In the opening quarter, Brady, clean pocket, throws a little bit behind and low for Lewis, It'll be 2nd down and 10. Dion Lewis, what a story he is. Came up with Philadelphia a couple of years, then went to Cleveland, broke his leg, didn't play football for 2 years, even though he was in the Indianapolis camp. Last year for 1 week, they brought him in. Week 2, he was inactive, then they let him go. And Bill Belichick and the Patriots had their eye on him and signed him to a futures contract on New Year's Eve last year. And he said a pretty good future this year.
And when the Colts let him walk out of here, I think that qualifies as an oops. He has been sensational. One of the most elusive running backs in the game.
2nd and 10, and the Patriots take a timeout. Standing to the east, New England undefeated, but the Jets are 4-1. Buffalo losing today, Miami winning. In the South, it's a weak division, so Indy is on top. Houston won today. They beat Jacksonville, and Tennessee and the Jaguars with just 1 win apiece. So after the timeout, 2nd down and 10 now from the 12-yard line. That's Gronkowski split wide to the left. Brady over the middle. That's caught and into the end zone for the touchdown goes Julian Edelman. Brady's favorite target this season. What a year he's having. Edelman for the touchdown.
Well, the Colts are just rushing 3, and watch Tom Brady step up on the move, make a very accurate throw. They're taking some of their best pass rushers on the outside. You see Robert Mathis out there, and instead of rushing him off the edge, they're trying to get a hit on those slot receivers. That time it simply did not work. Edelman made a miss.
Edelman already now with 36 catches in 4 games plus a quarter. That's his 4th touchdown catch. Steven Gostowski for the extra point. And each team drives the length of the field on its first possession. 2:50 to go in the opening stanza in Indianapolis. Tied at 7. Indiana State Capitol on a cool Sunday night. Julian Edelman scoring the touchdown, but may have paid a price here. As you look at Frank Gore, we're going to show you Edelman in a second. As we start with the touchback here. And here was Edelman. This is what we were talking about, Chris, after the catch.
There you go. And I hate to put it in these terms, but if you're going to hurt a finger, that's the one you hope for as a receiver, because you can tape it to the finger next to it, and most of the catching ability with your hands comes with the inside fingers and your thumb. So you'll see, yeah, maybe he won't. He's just going to tape that thing right up and see what happens.
Hey, 91!
I'd rather have a root canal. Frank Gore is the running back from the 20-yard line on 1st down. And Gore over the right side for a gain of 3.
All right, let's take a look back. Here's 2014 and what that motion looks like. Really driving through it. So far tonight, we've seen a little less of that, a little bit more of float on the ball, and that's sort of what we saw in practice. Now, it doesn't mean he can't do it, but the passes so far, he hasn't had to really step in and drive one.
And that's a lob, and it's almost picked off at the 26-yard line, in and out of the hands of Frank Gore. And that's Jonathan Freeney right there, who nearly had the interception.
Kind of dropped the elbow on that one, and it got away from him as he stepped up and turned to throw it. Really fortunate that that thing did not get away. Watch his right elbow sort of dip under, and when you do that, the ball is going to sail, whether you're a pitcher or otherwise. Close.
So 3rd down and 7 now at the 23-yard line. Movement up front. Everybody pointing at everybody else.
False start. Offense number 31. 5-yard penalty. Remains 3rd down. He
meant 81. He meant Andre Johnson.
Andre Johnson, a little history with that man. Chuck Pagano actually recruited him at the University of Miami.
Okay. Johnson played there. Frank Gore played there as well.
Davis.
3rd down, 12. One throws, pulled in. Hilton trying to get to the 1st down marker, and he shoved out just a little shy of it. And that'll make it 4th down and 2.
Quite a bit of zone defenses out of both of these teams. You just get the feeling that they're really not wanting to do this whole matchup on the outside. And here you go, T.Y.'s coming across. In the championship game, he was being followed by everybody, including Devin McCourty, over the top of him almost on every snap. So far, haven't really seen that, but still that 2 deep safety look.
Pat McAfee having just a spectacular year. Booms this one to the 16-yard line, and Edelman is there. A flag is thrown. Edelman with a lot of room to roam down the sideline. He's going to come back. He's going to get tackled at the 46-yard line, but the flag came out right away as he began the run back. And the Colts defense they're going all the way down to about the 20-yard line, figuring this one is going to come back, as it normally does on a return of that nature.
It looked like Devin McCourty right at the point of the catch gave a little shove.
During the return of the kick, illegal block in the back, receiving team number 32. This penalty will be assessed half the distance to the goal. 1st down.
Indeed it was. So they'll start deep in their own territory. 7-7 in Indianapolis. There's their left tackle, Marcus Cannon, taking the place of the injured Nate Solder to begin with. He's back in the locker room. Thus, Sebastian Vollmer goes to left tackle, and Cameron Fleming, who was just activated this week, is the new right tackle. So there's juggling and shuffling along that Patriot offensive front continues. Meanwhile, you got jumping offside on the left side of the defense. The pass to Edelman will net a 1st down. Should be a free play. That might be Cole again, who's already been flagged once. But this time they will take the play because it's a gain of 13.
Offside, defense, number 58 in the neutral zone at the snap. This penalty be declined. The result to the play is a 1st down.
Let's go to Michelle.
Well, Marcus Cannon went to the locker room, Al. He had his right big toe examined by team doctors along the sideline. He is questionable with that toe injury.
All right, thank you, Michelle. We saw him going back to the locker room, the shuffling up front. You got a rookie center. Vollmer over to the left side. Fleming just activated, and Brady throws, and that's dropped. Edelman dropping it right over the middle. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
Don't see that one very often. Of course, whenever Julian Edelman drops the ball, you wonder whether or not he's thinking a little bit about that hand. Perfectly thrown here. Just hit him right in the face mask. I'll tell you, the one thing you do not want as a football team is to get hit hard with injuries at the same position. And right now, the tackle position is that position for the Patriots.
That's LeGarrette Blount, who has single-handedly destroyed the Colts over the past couple of seasons. This time up to the 24-yard line, short gain. Billy Wynn makes the tackle. It will be 3rd down and 7 as we tick down to the final minute of the opening quarter.
Billy Wynn right here is going to play off of this double team and get himself back into that play. Anytime LeGarrette Blount goes on the ground, this crowd goes crazy because they haven't seen it very often.
Again, Indy with those 2 rookie defensive tackles, both played at Stanford. 3rd down and 7. Up at the 24-yard line. And a whistle before the snap. Timeout had been taken by Indianapolis.
First. This will be a 30-second timeout.
So Tom Brady, of course, every quarterback loves a clean pocket with no contact and all the rest. So his numbers right there, very, very good. When he gets contacted or he's outside the pocket, even better in terms of the pass rating. Quite in contrast to last year, Those were his numbers for the whole season. 4 TDs, 6 interceptions when he was either contacted or outside the pocket. So that's a significant difference from last season for him.
Yeah, and you see the little movement within the pocket on the touchdown pass. He said he has worked very hard this offseason. He saw those numbers. He knew what they were. He worked really hard on that part of his game and escaping outside the pocket as well.
3rd down and 7. And Brady throws, and that is caught. That's Edelman on the crossing route, and that's a 1st down up at the 33-yard line. When in doubt, call Julian's number. That's 4 catches for him in the quarter.
You ever seen a situation where sometimes the little brother gets more upset when the big brother gets attacked than the big brother does? Julian Edelman has sort of carried that burden of Brady this whole season, I think.
That's a 2-yard gain by Blunt, and that's going to take us to the 2nd quarter. So after 1, it's New England 7 and Indianapolis 7. And Sunday Night Football resumes after these messages.
Waiting all day for Sunday night.
Tonight's aerial coverage being brought to you by Geico. Downtown Indianapolis. Mid-October Sunday night. Al Michaels, Chris Collinsworth, Michelle Tafoya. Sunday Night Football. 2nd and 9 as we begin the 2nd quarter. Edelman coming to the near side. Blunt in the backfield with Brady. Shoulder shake. Deep downfield, getting open and adjusting is Keyshawn Martin. Looked inside, had to go back outside to haul it in. And Keyshawn Martin for a gain all the way down to the 27-yard line, a gain of 39.
I had no idea. I think that was Greg Toller out there. Looked like because Gronkowski was wide open underneath, he basically knocked Mike Adams to the ground. Looked like Toller reacted to Gronkowski and just gave up the deep one.
Picked Martin up in a trade with the Texans. Now from the 27, Brady over the middle. That's dropped again by Edelman. Now it's incomplete. Running away with it was Toller, but not very far. 2nd down and 10.
So we all know the rules now. I think we all know the rules now. Catch 2 feet down and be able to make some sort of a move related to that catch to escape, and not enough time on that catch.
The key is we think we know the rules.
There have been a few this year that I don't think anybody knows the rules.
2nd down and 10 now.
Deion Lewis in the backfield.
And Michael Williams as well. And that is caught. And this time it's Edelman, but not very far. Toller shadowing him. And that will set up a 3rd down and 5 at the 22. Josh McDaniels calling in the play.
This Patriots team just so good when they can get 3rd down and 6 or less, but very, very average beyond that, and it is right on the border here.
3rd and 5 at the 22. They split Gronkowski wide to the right. Send Edelman that way as well now. And Brady again escapes, throws too high, incomplete, intended for Danny Amendola. So Brady got out of trouble, avoided the sack, but now it's 4th and 5, and in comes the field goal unit.
One of the things they wanted to do was to force Deion Lewis to block. Brady had to escape there, might have been able to run for that 1st down. And they have plenty of attention for Gronkowski coming across the middle as always. There was your 1st down, though, if Tom Brady had seen him out to Edelman.
19 straight, longest current streak off the foot of Gostowski. 40-yard attempt, Ryan Allen to put it down. And once again, perfection. A little over a minute into the 2nd quarter, and the Patriots take a 3-point lead. The hit drama Chicago Fire is back. This Tuesday's episode will push the entire house to the brink. An all-new Chicago Fire. You'll see it after The Voice this Tuesday night right here on NBC. Chuck Pagano's pedigree is defense. That's who he's coaching them along the sideline. Greg Minuski is their defensive coordinator. It's a 10-7 ball game and begins with a touchback here. Andrew Luck in the pocket, and when he's out of the pocket or contacted, when it's clean, pretty good. 4 TDs, 2 interceptions, but when he gets contacted or outside the pocket, quite a contrast to the way it's been in the past. 1 TD, 5 picks, and remember he missed the 2 games, so that's over his 3 games coming into this one tonight.
And when I think of Andrew Luck, I sort of think of Ben Roethlisberger. You know how Roethlisberger's this big guy in the pocket and people sort of fall off of him, and that's the way Luck has played a little bit. But tonight, he's been much quicker getting the ball out of his hands, and I think his offensive linemen greatly appreciate it.
Start from the 20-yard line here, Frank Gore. Gain of 2. You know, so many subplots and side stories to this game. You know most of them. Another one, though, would be Chuck Pagano. He's in his 4th year as the Indianapolis coach. It's the last year of his contract. He's won 11 regular season games in each of the first 3 years. They offered him a 1-year extension. He said, no, I'm going to play it out and bet on myself.
Yeah, and he said the one thing that cancer definitely has taught me is that I'm going to live for today. I'm going to bet on my team and my players, and that's exactly what he's doing.
From the 22-yard line now, it's 2nd down and 8. Off play action that buys time and buys an open spot for Dante Moncrief to haul it in up at the 40-yard line. Gain of 19.
Well, let's dismiss any concerns about Andrew Luck's shoulder. He just stepped into this one and drove it hard right down the middle of the field. Perfectly timed, but once again, hitting that back foot and getting the ball out. Look at that protection around him. Anthony Costanzo, terrific that time.
91. Up at the 42-yard line. Staying on the ground, inside handoff. Frank Gore up to the 46-yard line. McCourty makes the tackle. It'll be 2nd down and 5.
You know, they just think that Frank Gore has made all the difference in the world for this Colts team. This is a team that I think Andrew Luck has had, what, 1 100-yard rusher in the entire time that he's been here. And yet this guy knows how to run the football. So many years in San Francisco, but watch how low he gets running the ball, always falling forward for that extra 2 or 3 yards.
2nd and 5. Luck to the outside and behind Andre Johnson. Covered by Ryan. 3rd and 5. Well, Frank Gore came out of Miami, went to San Francisco. The first few years were pretty lean. Then the team got very good. Very durable. 66 straight starts. 11,398 rushing yards. And 10 consecutive seasons. Steady, solid, consistent.
51. Now they say they can't get him to talk about anything but football. Say, how's your family? Oh, it's good, but I can't believe I fumbled the ball. It's just his nature.
3rd down and 5. And Luck gets jostled and then just slings it away. That was Dominique Easley who came in and forced the throw. It'll be 4th down.
That was pretty much everybody having success. Here comes Easley off the top end of this. And watch him. He sort of set that back and was almost ready to jump to try and knock it down. Then when Luck pulled it down, went after him.
New England doesn't call that many blitzes, but they did there. And then Correnti has to have a little bit of a, I think it's whether or not he was in or out of the pocket, whether it's intentional grounding or not, might be the issue.
Well, and the other issue there was that was the first time that we've seen Luck have to make a really awkward throw. And immediately you think, how did his shoulder hold up to that kind of a release?
And also, well, now we're understanding that one of the officials
timeout on the field
may need a little timeout himself. So Correnti calls a timeout. We'll be back. Promo coming to you from the home, of course, of the Indianapolis 500. Pat McAfee to punt. Danny Amendola, hopeful of a return. And pulling for the fair catch and making it at the 11-yard line. And the official, we needed a timeout for a moment because the official, I think it was the line judge, and it was, yep, there it was. Herrera ran into him, so Bart Longson needed an extra moment, and that's why we had the officials timeout.
Had to go through the protocol over there.
Back in. Tough line judge, baby.
Didn't make him sit out a play.
Yeah. Now the Patriots from their own 10-yard line. Running back is Dion Lewis. Short drop, incomplete. Then for Danny Amendola. Again, Brady working behind that makeshift offensive line. Billy Wynn came charging through to force it that time. Second down.
Billy Wynn is having a night here so far. Watch the quick move inside, and nobody picks him up. He just goes straight through and drives Tom Brady into the ground. You can't get the ball out any quicker than that, and he still got hit.
Brady on a 2nd and 10 to the outside, and that's stolen and intercepted, and Mike Adams will take it in for the touchdown. Mike Adams picked Brady off twice last year. And now you begin to wonder about Edelman. That's 3 times since that finger was either broken or dislocated that he's been unable to hang on to the football.
Well, and we're seeing Julian Edelman almost try and catch the ball more with his body and with an underhand catch than I can remember seeing him. Maybe he just lost a little confidence or it's hurting him, but I have never seen Julian Edelman struggle to catch the football like this. That was a perfectly thrown ball. Amazing, and this place is rocking now.
That gives the Colts the lead, so that's 3 juggled or dropped by Edelman.
And how about Mike Adams?
Yeah.
2 last week. He was Defensive Player of the Week and comes right back with another one here today.
12th year in the league. He's been around 4 different teams. Made his first Pro Bowl last year. The extra point by Vinatieri is good. And with 11 and a half to go in the half. Colts are back on top 14-10 on Sunday Night Football. Well, Julian Edelman caught a touchdown pass for New England's touchdown tonight. Hurt himself, dislocated or fractured the finger on the play. There it was. And since then, 3 bobbles and or drops, including this most recent one.
Yeah, watch his right hand. The underneath hand is the one that he hurt. Doesn't even touch the football. And you don't often see Julian Edelman with those underhanded cradle catches. Here's another one just like it. And, oh, here we go.
Yeah, now you got an onside kick attempt. And that's muffed and juggled, loose at the 35-yard line. And the Patriots are going to have the football. Josh McDaniels taking a look into the scrum as well. At least the Patriots think they have it. They have one Colt saying we've got it.
I love this play because they have so many guys right here on the line of scrimmage. There's nobody right behind them.
Not until the pile it unpiled, but an Indianapolis player grab it. It is first down, Indianapolis. It's first down.
The Colts come up with the ball. Pat McAfee, who has done everything this year, tremendous kickoff guy, is able to put it in a spot where his team can get it. Punter extraordinaire. And the officials are gathering after announcing that the Colts have the ball.
Well, it's underneath the Patriot player there, Klein, but I don't think he ever quite had control of it.
The referee is saying that Dante Moncrief, who is number 10 in blue, is the man who came out with it. Well, he's got it there.
I'm not sure the officials realized.
So you see the ball
that they announced the Colts. And here comes the challenge flag.
Challenge flag now coming from the Colts sideline, meaning that they announced it as the Colts ball, but clearly they meant New England, and they have got a challenge from Pagano. Apart from that, not much going on here.
Indianapolis is challenging the ruling on the field of a recovery by New England.
All right, so they announced Indy had it. That was wrong. Now they say New England has it, and Pagano makes the challenge, and New York will take a peek. So will we when we come back. Tony Corrente
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field stands with no clear recovery. First down, New England.
What they're basically saying is that there's not enough visual evidence to overturn it. Josh Klein is the guy at the bottom for New England, 67. Now there's the ball coming out. Then Moncrief comes up with it, comes away from the huddle. But when they looked at it, they said they didn't have the indisputable visual evidence, a clear recovery, and thus New England still has the ball at the 35-yard line. Brady dancing, has time, but runs out of time. Jonathan Newsom finally got to him. Secondary did its job, and then Newsom is able to come in and collect the sack.
Gronkowski on the crossing route, but it was really Newsom who went out in coverage and then came back in and still got the sack.
Four-yard sack, second down and 14. Little dump to Lewis, and Lewis able to take off and come up about 3 yards short of the first flag comes in. Mike Adams made the tackle. That for the moment is a gain of 11. I think you're going to get a face mask here.
As the Dallas Cowboys will tell you, you just reach for Dion Lewis. You're not sure what you're going to get. And I think it was Mike Adams who, quite by accident, grabbed that face mask, just trying to, as so many people have done, grasp at air.
Grabbing the face mask, defense number 29. 15-yard penalty will be added to the end of the play and a first down.
Yep.
We saw Dallas a week ago try and get him down around the goal line, and there was about 6 guys that missed like that.
So it would have been a 3rd down and 3, becomes a first down at the Colt 43-yard line. 10.5 to go in the half. Indianapolis up by 4. The running back is LeGarrette Blount. And a stoppage. 4.
The question was on the enforcement of the penalty. The ball should have been moved up a half a yard.
All right, no timeout. I'm sort of with you, Bill.
So what's going on?
Half a yard? What are we talking about? So that moves it to the 42 3/16. First down. Blount angles over the left side, takes the ball to the 38-yard line.
The Colts have basically remade this defensive line that had been run over in the past by LeGarrette Blount, and they have done a better job here tonight. Really, Zach Kerr was the only guy that was on this defensive line a year ago that came back, and he's inactive tonight. So it's the Henry Andersons and the David Perrys and the Kendall Langfords in this one.
Second down and 6. Blunt again. Blunt runs through a big hole inside the 10. Chase down, too late. Touchdown, Patriots.
So much for that.
38 yards for a guy who has just killed the Colts in the last couple of seasons.
It's a play they love, bringing Shaq Mason around, and then watch Klein coming down here and getting this block. That time Blunt, instead of following Shaq Mason, one of the most athletic guards they've ever had in New England, he ducked back inside, and it looked like DeQuell Jackson just overran it a bit. There he goes again, though. It has been a nightmare for this team trying to tackle LeGarrette Blunt.
The extra point is good. Blunt, 5 attempts, 50 yards. TD here, back and forth. We go in this one. 17-14, Patriots. Sunday Night Football brought to you by Nissan. Innovation that excites. By Bud Light. Make the right call. Drink responsibly. By FanDuel, the leader in one-week fantasy football. And by Fallout 4, available November the 10th. That is what they call deflate cake. You know, there's an over-under out there about how many times we'll say deflate gate tonight. Deflate gate, deflate gate, deflate gate, deflate 4. You win the over. People are crazy.
Yeah, they've got a lot of those sucking footballs around town, too. Oh, man.
So
he's got to laugh a little.
Right. New England recovers the onside kick. And then cash in by going 65 yards in 4 plays. The Colts just killing, or the Patriots killing the Colts on the ground. The last 2 regular season games, 361 on the ground. Last 2 postseason games, 411 and 9 touchdowns, and a lot of that is Blunt, the last 2 postseason games. And then there was a guy named Jonas Gray who last year came in here, ran for almost 200 yards, made the cover of Sports Illustrated, was late for a meeting the next week, and the next thing you know, gone. Well, he went to camp this year, but he's in Miami right now. They brought Blunt back from Pittsburgh, and Belichick just, you know, guys go, guys come back. They adjust like no other. Brady throws, and it's a short game. Kobe Fleener. You know, what's interesting, too, Chris, is that it's been Dion Lewis who's been starting the games, like going 6 innings, and then the relief pitcher comes in Blunt. But tonight, leave it to Belichick. Lewis hasn't carried the ball once, and Blunt has 5 carries.
Yeah, well, history has a little something to say about that as well. When a team struggles, and yeah, they're better along that defensive line, but there is a confidence with this Patriots offensive line, especially now with the injuries that they're going through at the tackle position. Why not go back to what has worked over the years, and certainly that has been LeGarrette Blunt.
Second down and 8 from the 22-yard line. Changeup to Moncrief, and he's able to slide by Butler to pick up the first down. Got right by the Super Bowl hero for a gain of 13.
Man coverage from extreme off position here, just going to shoot across there, and for Butler, just there was no way for him to catch up. And so what you're seeing now is a little bit of what we see the Patriots do so often. Try and get the ball out of Andrew Luck's hand and allow his playmakers to make runs after the catch.
From the 35-yard line. And exploiting that hole is Frank Gore. Into Patriot territory. Deron Harmon makes the tackle at the 47. Gain of 18.
Both guards very good here. Jack Buhort over here on the left side, and over here a double block on the part of Hugh Thornton, who came into the lineup about 3 weeks ago for the specific purpose of getting this running game going. They simply were not running the football, but Frank Gore now adding an edge with this new offensive line.
Let it roll, let it roll. Gore, 6 carries, 55 yards. And Andrew Luck, play action, clean pocket, down the sideline, jump ball incomplete. Butler is there covering. T.Y. Hilton. Incomplete, 2nd and 10.
One thing Andrew Luck talked about was our receivers have to be ready for contact at the line of scrimmage. Watch Malcolm Butler come over and get contact here on T.Y. Hilton and then just scramble to catch up. Does a nice job getting his head turned around. What Belichick tells us, no question about it. Malcolm Butler right now is our best cornerback.
Well, they had Darrelle Revis. He's gone. Browner's gone. Arrington's gone. And Butler, of course, was the man who will live forever in New England lore. Was the interception to seal the Super Bowl victory. That's a little bump off to Frank Gore. And right there is making the tackle at the 35-yard line is Logan Ryan. 3rd down, 3rd and 5.
Boy, did Logan Ryan have a good game a week ago against Dallas. Couple interceptions, and really has played a lot of that slot position for New England this year, which I think is one of the toughest positions in all of football. So he stepped up and done a nice job.
Third and 6. He'll take off. Slides to a stop. 1st down at the 32-yard line.
The Colts were going to try and run one of these pick plays across here like that, but it ended up being a zone defense. Nice call by Matt Patricia to fool him, and so Luck really with no choice, bad shoulder and all, had to take off, and that was a good choice there. He's not afraid, is he? He is a stout, proud guy, and he wanted to play in this game.
Number 1 overall pick in 2012 in his 4th season. Rolling, buying time, dumps it off over the right side to Jack Doyle, one of his 3 tight ends. He takes the ball to the 29-yard line. That's a gain of 5. There's the 40-year-old Matt Hasselbeck. Came out of his sick bed to lead them to a Thursday night win a week and a half ago against Houston.
Yeah, he was so impressive. It would be hard to describe, and you wouldn't want us to describe the week that he had leading up to that. Let's just say he left the meetings a lot that week.
2nd down and 5 from the 29. And it's caught on the run, and that's Kobe Fleener. Played at Stanford with Luck, who picks up the 1st down.
One of the things you love about Frank Gore is his ability to block. Watch him pick up the blitzing linebacker here and just stone him. Not even a step after that. Kobe Fleener, who had such a big day this last November when they played against the Patriots here, 144 yards in that game on 7 catches. Coming up with a big one there.
Empty the backfield here. Now Gore comes back in from the slot. And Frank takes it to the right side. Patiently works his blockers well, but a flag comes in. Gain of 8. Tony Corrente with the call.
Holding, offense number 62. 10-yard penalty. Repeat 1st down.
That's the center, Holmes, and it cost him an 8-yard gain.
Yeah, just as Ninkovich here was trying to go for the play, watch the arm hook around the helmet of Ninkovich and pull him to the ground. Good call.
So Colin Holmes with the penalty for 15 remaining in the half. In a back and forth game. 1st down and 18 now. And Luck to the end zone, and a flag comes in. We're going to have interference here. Dorsett, the rookie, working with Devin McCourty.
They're going to call that a little bit of a force out, I would think. One-on-one, and McCourty, of course, a safety who used to be a cornerback.
Pass interference, defense number 32. The ball be placed in the spot of the foul. Out of Cincinnati first down.
Well, that's the first foul on McCourty this year, and last year as well. He did not have a single foul, but he has one here to set up a first down at the 8-yard line.
McCourty's going to try and just get underneath him and work his body to push him out of bounds, but the officials watch that closely. It's tough being a defensive back in this league.
First and goal at the 8-yard line. And Gore's going to get stuffed, and that's Jamie Collins, who's about as athletic as any defender at any position in the National Football League. Grew up in Mississippi, was a quarterback in high school, played every position, and was a track star as well.
Jamie Collins, in talking to the Colts coaching staff, they said other than J.J. Watt, there is nobody in the NFL that we have to specifically game plan more than Jamie Collins. He can do anything. He can run over your back. He can cover your back. He can blitz. He is a fantastic player that came up huge in the game against Dallas.
Second down and goal from the 12-yard line. And throws, and that's caught, and the tackle is made at the 4 on Dwayne Allen by Devin McCourty. So McCourty is able to save the touchdown, and it will be third down and goal.
One of the things that the Colts are doing here is what the Patriots do so often with Gronkowski. Just wait to get that right matchup. So you bring all those tight ends in, split them out wide, find out the matchup you like best, that time against the safety McCourty. And Patricia, I would think, likes that matchup. Typically, they lost that one, though.
Yeah, Patricia was able to send in 5 or 6 different defenders. Jack Doyle now splits out to the right side. And on third down and goal, New England is going to take a timeout. Quarterback comparison thus far tonight. Pretty close.
Two of the best. You know, it's kind of what you would expect out of this thing.
Yeah.
And it's been well played. Yeah, I know that all the stuff coming into this game, but when it got right down to it, it was two terrific football teams. Of course, the Colts have won 3 in a row after that slowish start. And Tom Brady, we all know about his motivation for this one.
Yeah, that was really interesting, that last sequence there, because Patricia sends 5 or 6 different defenders in, and then he sees how the Colts line up, and they take the timeout. They may have had too many guys on the field to begin with. And there's Chung. He's trying to wave McCourty off. So guys come in, guys going, and they had to take the timeout to avoid the penalty. Third and goal now.
Yeah, ordinarily, you don't like the idea of having your quarterback with a bad shoulder run, but this is kind of one of those games that anything can happen in this one, and now they're going to go spread, so you might see Jamie Collins just spy Luck.
And Luck escapes the sack, fires over the middle, and it's T.Y. Hilton with his first touchdown of the season.
Jamie Collins was a spy on that play. Watch him follow Luck around. As soon as Luck broke out of the pocket, he had to react, and then it opened up the slot right in behind it for T.Y. Hilton. Tremendous play by Andrew Luck. Not many quarterbacks can find a receiver after making that move with Jamie Collins coming right down his throat. Tremendous. And he worked that throw around him, almost a 3/4 sidearm throw. Great play.
Hilton into the end zone for the first time this year. Vinatieri's extra point is good. Good game. Back and forth we go. 2.5 to go in the half. Colts back on top. 21-17 on Sunday Night Football. With NFL Mobile, you can watch local and primetime NFL games live on your smartphone. Log on to NFL.com/mobile. Find out all about it. Downtown Indianapolis, Indiana.
Now the Patriots have completely changed their kickoff return team now. They're not allowing another opportunity like that.
And McAfee's kick will bound through the end zone. Well, another player involved in what's taken place over the past 9 months, Ryan Grigson, who is the man who contacted the National Football League office about the possible underinflation of footballs, which led to you know what, and 9 months of stuff. Remember, Tom Brady was initially suspended for the first 4 games of the season. That was overturned. Had that suspension, as you look at the ownership, the Kraft family of the Patriots, had the suspension not been overturned, this would have been Brady's first game back. Instead, he comes in 4-0 and a prime MVP candidate. From the 20. Brady escapes, and wide open is Amendola. And then Amendola takes it to the Indianapolis 45-yard line. Greg Toller finally lassos him after a gain of 35.
Amendola just working inside, and then once he comes back out, really the whole key to the play was Tom Brady sort of buying a little time. And as that zone defense got stretched, there were gaps that Amendola was able to take advantage of. But once again, now we hit on it a little bit earlier in the game, but the movement of Tom Brady, they're making some big plays now.
Takes us to the 2-minute warning. Colts by 4. In on the first half, and it's been a really good half of football. 21-17. Patriots have it. They have 1 timeout at the disposal. The ball's at the 45-yard line. The toss back here, Dion Lewis, and he will go out of bounds at the 38.
Yeah, for Rob Gronkowski, been a little lonely out there tonight. He has seen a lot of coverage. That's the only pass thrown to him in the first half, and you can see why. Guys running underneath, guys running over the top of him. And what we've seen is these pass rushers, the Robert Mathises and the Trent Coles, who are only used to rushing the passer, are dropping underneath those quick throws that the Brady and Edelmans and all those guys love so much. And it really has caused a bit of a disruption.
Second down and 2. And Brady throws behind Edelman. And we go to Michelle.
Well, Marcus Cannon, who started at left tackle tonight, remains questionable with a right toe injury. He had gone to the locker room. He's back out here with his shoes spatted. Had a conversation with Tom Brady, but there's really no sense that he's coming back in. He no longer is holding his helmet out.
Right, we see him, Michelle, and on the sideline, that's created Vollmer going to left tackle. It's created Cameron Fleming, who was activated this week, going to right tackle. And Brady now with a 3rd down and 2 at the 37-yard line. And Brady, that's caught, but not getting to the line to gain is Dion Lewis. Freeman makes the tackle, and that's going to set up a 4th and 1.
They had exactly what they wanted. They've got the star running back out here on the edge, and the ball was thrown slightly behind, but Freeman was able to catch up to that one. Really, Dion Lewis has to drive off the ball far enough to make sure he has that first down, and so here we go. So it's convert one, and now Brady's going to try one.
4th and 1 at the 36. The big horse Blunt is in the backfield, and Edelman spins around and then dives to pick up the first down. Julian Edelman, what a call by McDaniels, in motion, takes it, and then a spinorama around Walden to get the first down.
They did too good a job. That time both guys understood exactly what that was. Walden had it, DeQuell Jackson did it, and Julian Edelman just somehow made that work. That was dead to rights.
Ball at the 34. Through the middle. Now this is exactly what New England tries to do. When they win the coin toss and they defer, 61 of the last 62 times, they defer. What Belichick loves to do is have the ball at the end of the first half and then get it again in the second half. In effect, it's a double play. You're getting back-to-back possession. So they'll take as much time off the clock as they can here.
And nobody has made that work more than the New England Patriots have.
Second down and 7. And they still have 1 timeout at their disposal. Right now, just about in field goal range. throw is incomplete as Dion Lewis could not hang on. 3rd and 7. The clock down to 33 seconds.
Pretty good pressure right there in the face. I think that was Mathis working against Cameron Fleming, the replacement tackle out there. Let's see if he can start to get something going, because now instead of always dropping, we're seeing a little more pressure out of the Colts.
3rd and 7. They send Gronkowski wide right.
Fleming is going to have Mathis again.
Brady fires over the middle. Edelman makes the catch. Flag is down, however, and Edelman staying on his feet, bumped out at the 12. Clock goes to 24. Flag is in the offensive backfield.
Use the hands in the face. Offense number 76 with a jab, knocking the head back. 10-yard penalty. Repeat, 3rd down.
And that's Sebastian Vollmer that takes them out of field goal range.
Remember, Sebastian Vollmer now forced to go to the left tackle position instead of his typical right tackle position. And you see the hands to the face maybe twice on the same play.
Ball will get spotted at the 41 of the Colts. So you'd be looking at a 59-yard field goal if they don't get another yard. Not that Gostowski couldn't do it, but I wouldn't count on it. 3rd and 17. Here's Amendola, and Amendola will put him in much better range to the 22 and pick up the 1st down as well. And Brady says, let's get up there and spike it and save the timeout, but the timeout has already been taken.
That looked like an avalanche coming at them. Watch this screen setup here as they get off to this side, and now they've got, I mean, there's 5 guys out in front of that thing. So defensively, you knew it had to be something like that. Boy, that is painful to give up one of those in that situation.
Edelman, good block ball to the 22. Look at that again. That's a convoy. Brady, meanwhile, is 14 to 23. He's already thrown for 201 yards.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised we haven't seen more screens, because the Colts keep dropping so many people into coverage, and when they do that, it's so easy to get a Dion Lewis out in space to try and get behind those big offensive linemen. I would expect to see more of that if the Colts stay zone.
Patriots out of timeouts. Clock was 17 seconds. He uses the middle. He can still spike it. Instead, he's going to go deep and incomplete. Flag is thrown, though. Toller with Keyshawn Martin. Flag down at the 10.
They will probably call this illegal contact, but the ball was in the air when that contact occurred. So if they're calling illegal contact,
pass interference.
Yes, sir.
Defense
that's exactly
number 28.
right.
The ball will be placed at the spot of the foul and an automatic 1st down.
Well officiated there. Contact right out here, well beyond 5 yards, obviously. There's the contact, and the ball was in the air. Nice job by the officials, and now a big play for the Pats.
Yeah, you could see the ball in the frame. Pass interference. Now at the 7. 12 seconds. Brady to the back of the end zone. Flag down, the point anyway. Scott Chandler. And you're going to get offensive pass interference. So the ex-Buffalo Bill was pushing off. Brady barking at the official. Back it'll come, and they'll have to settle for a field goal.
Offense number 88. 10-yard penalty. Repeat, 1st down.
Probably not needed. Scott Chandler is 6'7", going up against Toller. There's some bumping, and you can see he kind of had his hand on the face mask there and just sort of kept him from jumping himself right there. There was plenty of contact all the way through this play. This game is starting to shape up almost exactly how we thought it might.
A lot of people thought it might be like 24-0 at the half. Instead, it's probably going to be a one-point game. This is a 35-yard field goal for Steven Gostowski. And so Belichick will try to do it again in the first half with a possession and a score, and then get the ball again. We talked about the fact he always defers when he wins the coin toss. Double whammy. They've done it 14 times since 09, scoring on the final possession of the half and again after receiving the second half kickoff. The only time he ever took the ball was on a rainy day in Cincinnati a few years ago. Apart from that, we defer, and it's worked brilliantly.
You know what was the biggest play of this half, with all those big plays in the half, is the fact that Dante Moncrief, who probably did recover that onside kick, was not awarded the ball because you didn't have the conclusive look at it. But you can imagine if they had recovered that, what this half might have looked like. Really an excellent half by the Colts. As you said, there were a lot of people with the way the Patriots have been playing this year that thought this one was going to be a blowout. The Indianapolis Colts have matched any emotion that the Patriots brought into this house.
Patriots big favorites, big road favorites coming into the game. It's a one-point game. And this will be a touchback, so one more probable kneel down from the 20-yard line. The teams will go to the locker room.
It's been fun.
Yeah.
It's been a really good game. Really good game. You know, and for Andrew Luck, he had such a tough start, but they were against two really tough defenses that he started this season, against the Jets and the Bills, and really never got it going until the fourth quarter against Tennessee.
And so a back and forth first half, teams exchanging the leads. Brady still arguing that call with the side judge. Pass at the second half kickoff. Halftime 21-20 Indianapolis.